friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians. Today we shall continue our aptitude series that is important for CSIR NET and GATE exams, also UGC NET. Also there is a part A that is consisting of aptitudes, reasoning, puzzles. So we will cover most of the questions from previous year CSIR NET 2015. So the first question is, a vessel is partially filled with water. More water is added to it at a rate directly proportional to time, that is dvdt is equals to dvdt is proportional to t. Which of the following graphs depicts correctly the variation of total volume v of the water? So here you are given that dvdt, that is rate of change of volume, is directly proportional to the time. Okay, so let's find out the answer. So we have given that dvdt is proportional to time, and we have to find out the variation of v with respect to t. So if we find out v in terms of t, then we can easily plot the function. So for that we need to simplify this. That is dv dt equals to c into t, where c is the constant term. So you integrate it. So dv will be integration of dv will be integration over ct into dt. So v, therefore we get c into t square by 2 plus c1. Here is the integration constant. So we can, from here we can get the nature of the graph should be parabolic. So option B is the correct answer. Next question is, a bird leaves its nest and flies away. Its distance x from the nest is plotted as a function of t. Which of the following plots can be right? So suppose it is the nest of the bird, and it flies away. So here it is also flying away. The time is t is positively proceeding. So with time it is traveling forward. The time is also traveling forward. The next question, in the next graph also, the bird's path like this way and time is also proceeding. This question also, bird path like this way and time is proceeding this way. It is forwardly proceeding. But in this case, the time here, the coordinate of time, here the coordinate of time is already, suppose this is t1 and it is t2, and this t2 is less than t1. So time is traveling backward in this graph. So as it is, the bird is traveling backward, okay, like a Doraemon gazette. So this is not true. This cannot be the true case. Don't think about special theory of relativity. It is not relativity questions. It's just a simple puzzle and you have to apply simple logic. So time cannot be negative. That's why this graph, the plot, that is the plot as the function of the distance over time, is not right or is incorrect. So come to the next question. A cubical cardboard box made of 1 centimeter thick cardboard has outer side of 29 centimeter. A tight filling cubical box of the same thickness is placed inside it. Then another one is inside it, and so on. How many cubical boxes will be there? So suppose this is the your card box. Okay. So I am drawing it like a two-dimensional way, but please think it like a three-dimensional diagram, like a carton box we usually use for our daily purposes. Okay, so you have a box here, and in between you are putting several boxes, and they are tightly inside the box. So how many boxes will be there inside the entire set? So they are 1 centimeter thick. So whenever you are putting one box inside the other box, it has the thickness of 1 centimeter, and the previous box which is already there, it has also a thickness of 1 centimeter. So total thickness here, it is covering, that is 2 centimeter. It is also lengthwise, it is also breadthwise. So your total, the side of the outer side is 29 centimeter. So how many cubical boxes will be there? There will be total 14 available boxes, because the available length and width of the they will reduce by 2 centimeter for the each boxes. So your 28 plus the one box, that is 28 divided by you have to understand that this is the first box and you are taking 2 centimeter length and breadth space to put another box, and you are taking also 2 centimeter length and breadth for the other box. So this each and every box you are putting, it will reduce the space, and the available length and width of the space, it will reduce that of 2 centimeter each. So you are given that is total is 29 centimeter, the outer side. So the total number boxes is 14. Okay, so you can understand the option D is the correct option. Now the next question, secondary colors are made by a mixture of three primary colors, red, green and blue, in different proportion. Each of the primary colors comes in 8 possible levels. Gray correspond to equal proportions of red, green and blue. How many shades of gray exist in the scheme? So secondary colors means the primary colors RGB, red, green, blue, and out of these RGB combinations you can get different colors, and these are called the primary colors, and the combinations of these primary colors which we will get, that is the secondary colors. So secondary color, suppose the gray is also secondary color, because gray we can get with the mixing of equal proportions of red, green and blue. Now the question is asked that how many shades of gray exist in this scheme. Okay, so gray is the proportion of the three primary colors, red, green and blue. Now each color has 8 possible labels, it has already given. So primary colors are independent colors, so choosing all 3 are independent events, so number of possibilities is 8 cube. So option A is the correct option, that is 8 cube. Okay, because since the choosing of the colors are independent, primary colors are not dependent on each other, so the 8 possible levels can be choose for each and every colors. So 8 into 8 into 8 or 8 cube is the answer. Now come to the next question. There are two buckets A and B. Initially A has 2 liters of water and B is empty. At every 1 liter at every hour, 1 liter of water is transferred uh, from A to B, followed by returning half liter back to A from B half an hour later. The earliest A will get empty is in. So you have two buckets, suppose the A and B. Initially A is filled and B is empty. Now every 1 hour the 1 liter of water is transferred from A to B, and the B is returning back half liter within half an hour. Okay, so A is giving water 1 liter within 1 hour and B is returning back to A half liter within half hour. Now the earliest time A will get empty, so how much time A will take to become empty? So suppose this is our A bucket, so it has 2 liter full first and B has not doesn't contain any water. Now after 1 hour A will give 1 liter and B will the water inside B will be 1 liter in amount. Now within half an hour or after half an hour, B will give half liter to A. Okay, because it is returning back to A half liter. Now this is within after half hour. Now this is after 1 hour, B will take 1 liter. So B has already given half liter out of his it's 1 liter water, so half liter will be remaining plus 1 liter A is giving within 1 hour. So the B has total has total in B there is half 1 plus half liter water. Now B in B there will be also, it will returning back half liter within half hour, and after 1 hour it will take 1 liter. So this half liter it will returning back to the A and 1 liter will be remaining, and this 1 liter will be added to the 1 liter within the 1 hour that A is giving. So the B has now 2 liter water. So the 2 liter water which A was for the first instant of time which we consider, now is totally within within B bucket. So how much time B will take to get full 2 liter water from A? That is 1 hour. This is the minimum time, 1 hour plus 1 hour plus 1 hour. Okay, that is 3 hours. So option C, that is 3 hour, is the correct option. Now see the next question. Statement A is the following statement is true and statement B is preceding statement is false. Now you have to understand what is the following statement and what is preceding statement. Okay, let's check it out. The following statement means that the coming after or as a result of the statement which is coming after. Okay, and preceding statement is the statement which has already come in before or something in order or position. Okay, so the following statement is the coming after, means something, the statement that is coming after this, and preceding is something that is coming before this. So now the question has been asked that the statement A and B are always true. Statement A and B can be true if there is at least one statement between A and B. Statement A and B can be true if there are at least two statements before A and B. Statement A and B can never be true independently. Now the statement first, let's see this statement again. Read this statement. Statement A is the following statement true. That is the statement which is coming, and the statement B is the preceding statement is false. The statement which was earlier or before. So this statement which is coming, that is true, but this statement which is earlier, that is false. Now how is it possible? This will only can be possible if there is at least one statement, if there is at least two statements between A and B. So this is statement A, this is statement B, and in between there should be at least two statements. One will be true and one will be false. Then you can say that the following statement is true, and the B can say that the preceding statement is false, because statement A and statement B, suppose they are two persons and they are telling you the following statement is true and B is the person, suppose it is telling that the preceding statement is false. So there should be two statements in between A and B. Okay, so option C is correct option. Now the next question. If D plus I plus M equals to 1501, C plus I plus B plus I plus L is 157, L plus I plus V plus I plus D is 557, C plus I plus V plus I plus C is 207, what is V plus I plus M? You it is I mean you can find out the value of V, I, M. I, though we already know that I is 1 for the Roman numerals, but if you find out the value of Vm from this equations, you can find the value of V and M. But I can suggest you that you can remember these numbers for the Roman numbers, so that if you get this kind of questions you can easily solve it out within 1 minute. Okay, so I is 1, V is 5, X is 10, L is 50, C is 100, D is 500, and M is 1000. So we have to find that V plus I plus M. So let's check the number for V, number for I, number for M. So V here is 5, I is 1, and M is 1000. So 1000 plus 5 plus 1, that is 1006. So 1006 is the option C. That is the correct option. Now let's go to the next question. A turtle starts swimming from a point A located on the circumference of a circular pond. After swimming for 4 meters in a straight line, it hits point B on the circumference of the point. From there, it changes the direction and swims for 3 meters in straight line and arrives at point D, dramatically opposite to point A. How far is point D from A? So suppose this is a turtle. So this is our circular pond. This is a point where turtle starts its swimming. So it will go to some point. It is straight, that is from point A it has straightly reached a point B, and then it will change its direction, it come here, and then which is diagonally which is diametrically opposite. This is diametrically opposite. So this is the direction, how far is the point from D to A. This is D. So A to D, this is, you have to find out the distance between A to D. So this trigonometry tells you AC equals to root over of 4 square plus 3 square. That is, this is 4 unit, this is 3 unit. So root over of 4 square plus 3 square, that is this 5 unit. You have to, this is in the question it has been given that this is D. Okay, how far the point is D from A. So this is the point is D. So the distance between A to D is 5 unit. Now come back to the next question, that is 4 circles of unit radius, each are drawn such that each one touches two others and their centers lie on a vertices of a square. The area of the region enclosed between the circle. Okay, so you have to find it out. Suppose there are 4 circles, each one are touching each other and they have unit radius. Okay, and their center lie on the vertices of a square. So there is a center, there is a square, their center lies on the vertices of the square. So you have to find it out, the area of the region that is enclosed between the circles. Between the circles, these are the areas which is, this is the area which is enclosed, and how much is it the area, that is the question. So find it out, friends. So 4 circles have unit radius. Now this area of the shaded region will be the area of the of the square ABCD minus the combined area of these portions, that is this portion, this 1 2 3 4, this part. Okay, if you find out the total area and if you subtract this area, so you get this shaded region. So first find out the area of the square, that is ABCD, that is 2 square equals to 4 unit, and then because this is 1, this is 1 unit, so this will be 4 2 unit. So 2 square equals to 4 unit. Now you find out the area of this unshaded region, that is this one. So this is 1 unit circle, and if you think it quite logically, that this one, this one, this one, this one, these 4 pieces will combine and give you a one full circle having a unit radius or having radius of 1 unit. So the area of the unshaded region will be pi a square, pi into 1 square, or you can write it as 1 by 4 into pi into 1 square into 4 unit, total 4 into 4, so it is pi unit. So area of the shaded region will be 4, that is the area of the square, minus this unshaded region, that is pi unit. So 4 minus pi. So the option is 4 minus pi, that is option D is the correct option. So friends, if you think that this video is useful, please don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.